quickly run through these questions. Let me start by the question by the majority leader. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader has asked a question touching on the team in Budapest regarding the uniform. It is a question that has also been asked by the Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Gladys Cheralgei, also touching on uniform. And allow me, Honorable Speaker, to clarify to this House that, number one, Kenyan teams at this level do not use Adidas as a brand. In fact, the National Olympics Committee of Kenya, which is responsible for teams at this level, has a subsisting contract with Nike. It is a contract that we found while already in place. And so Kenyan teams are, by virtue of that contract, kitted by Nike. And the team that went to Budapest, Honorable Speaker, I actually have the privilege of having the photos because I flagged off the team myself. And at the flagging off, Honorable Speaker, I was together with the President of Athletics Kenya, General Jackson Tuwei. And Honorable Speaker, if you allowed me, I would actually pass on to the Honorable Majority Leader images of Team Kenya, fully kitted in their Nike uniform as per the contract of kitting these teams. And so, Honorable Speaker, I want to submit respectfully that the Kenyan team in Budapest is actually properly kitted by the kitting partner, who is Nike. Honorable Speaker, the Majority Leader also raised a question on the challenges that the ministry may be facing that could affect the performance of the ministry. And that is why, Honorable Speaker, it would be useful as we do this interaction for me to set the scene of where the sporting arena generally looks like. And I want to confirm here that, number one, we have had limitations with budget allocation, and it will be recalled, for instance, that among the ministries that traditionally suffer budget cuts and limited funding is this particular ministry. We have the sports fund, yes, but traditionally, Honorable Speaker, this fund supports so many other things, This fund has supported healthcare, it has supported the Ministry of Education, it has supported school feeding programs, it has supported equipment acquisition in hospitals. And so, in terms of ask, one of the things that we'll be requesting this House to do is to ring-fence this fund and make it strictly a fund for sports and the arts. As it stands today, that fund now supports so many other things which crowds out support for sports and the creatives and the arts. But I want this Honorable House to note that among the biggest challenges facing this ministry is the ecosystem of federations. And I invite this House to acknowledge that the running of sports is not the exclusive domain of government. In fact, it's a partnership between government and federations. The issue of kitting, for instance, every federation normally makes arrangements for kitting. They present budgets to government, then government provides resources to the federation. We have a serious governance challenge with a lot of our federations. When we come to the issue of aquatics, that issue will come out a lot more clearly. But we have a serious issue. And one of the things that I invite this House to do is to support the ministry fully in cleaning up the mess in federations, making sure that federations are run accountably, making sure that federations hold elections on time. We have a situation where some federations are run by live officials. Those are issues that the ministry is dealing with. Some of them require legislative action, and we have already started the process of reviewing the Sports Act a matter on which we shall be engaging this House on. And so those are some of the issues, Honorable Speaker, that we will require support from the. On the question by Honorable Otieno Kajwang, Honorable Speaker, let me confirm that.
That is TJ Kajwang.
TJ Kajwang.
Otieno Kajwang is the late.
Yes, my apologies. I served with the Honorable late Kajwang, and I thank you for the correction. Number one, Honorable Speaker, this team was not a team of children, just to confirm that it was a team actually of senior players, aged generally between the age of 20 and 35. That was the general age of the team, just to clarify that on record. Number two, Honorable Kajwang, I can confirm to this House that certainly I'm the least traveled cabinet secretary in terms of traveling. When you talk about traveling to destinations, I saw some report indicating that I'm supposed to be in Budapest with the World Athletics team. I can confirm to this House that because of austerity measures of spending within the ministry, I have actually not had the honor or the privilege to accompany our teams traveling out of the country. We choose instead to send technical officers. Like for this particular team, we sent the CEO of the Academy of Sports and the Director of Sports. The team in Budapest right now has a technical officer who is the Director of Sports accompanying the Principal Secretary, Engineer Peter Tum. And so it is not true at all that I go gallivanting around the globe, Honorable Speaker. I actually travel very sparingly. I want that to go on record. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Wanjiku Muia raised a number of questions, one on the spending on accommodation. And I want to confirm that the spending on accommodation, which I indicated here, and it is even in our formal submission, was actually on local accommodation. We accommodated this team at Kise, where we accommodated for the entire period of camping, and that cost was met by the funding that I have provided. Ordinarily, when you have Olympics, the organizing federation takes responsibility at that level. And so let that be clarified. In terms of why this team flew to Munich, it was because there was a build-up activity in Munich. And so different teams were actually supposed to congregate in Munich and then proceed to Berlin from Munich. Reason why this team went to Munich. It is not true that there was late registration. This team was actually registered on time, and all of them were able to participate. The rules for these events, these international events, are so stringent that they do not allow any registration out of time. And I can confirm that this team indeed was registered on time. Honorable Gladys Boschley, the Honorable Deputy Speaker, raised a couple of questions, one on the budget and how that budget was spent. And let me confirm, Honorable Speaker, that ordinarily the ministry does not generate any budget for any event. Budgets are generated by the parent federation. In this case, the budget was generated by the Special Olympics Federation. It is that budget that is used to make the allocation. The funds actually go to the federation, and it's the federation that takes responsibility for that spending. The federation also takes responsibility for kitting, and I want to confirm yet again that we are not aware of any fake Adidas, and that these teams are ordinarily kitted by Nike under a very formal agreement that is actually headlined by the National Olympics Committee of Kenya. That takes responsibility. There was a question.
Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I do apologize for having to interrupt, but I just want to confirm that even if the kits are procured by the federations, it is the responsibility